My name is Chiamaka. I'm 20 years old. After completing my senior secondary school exam, I traveled to Lagos with the hope of furthering my education. Many months after my arrival, living with my sister and her family in a one-room apartment became so inconvenient.
Chiamaka, you're welcome, my sister.
You're welcome. You didn't call me again that your car had moved.
Sorry, sister, my battery was down. That was why. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, you're welcome.
Thank you, sister.
How are Mama and Papa?
They are both fine. They send their greetings. Mama said she will visit soon.
I beg, tell her not to bother. You need not come and visit us. As you can see, we are all fine. Just put your bag behind that chair.
Thank you, sister.
Welcome.
Thank you, sister.
As you can see, this is where we all live. No extra room. The bathroom is down the building. But I must warn you, if you must use it, you have to be up before 4 a.m. in the morning, or else you use the one across the street. Do you understand?
Yes, sister, I do.
You will start going to work from a Monday.
Yes, sister.
Monday.
Thank you, sister. When is brother coming back?
Yeah, the trailer should be back by 6:30 p.m.
Okay. Towards the evening, my sister's husband came home with the children, but had to go out again and did not return till late night.
Please, everyone is So, Chiamaka, you take this cloth, just spread this wrapper there so that you can lie down. The way my husband come, he will manage the bed. Just spread the wrapper there.
Okay, sister.
You see, this was the reason why I was objecting you coming to Lagos. But you and Mama, you won't understand. You thought I was being mean. His wife here is not we are inconveniencing ourselves.
Sister, don't worry, I can manage. It's not as though life is convenient in the village.
I agreed. But in the village, you people don't sleep on top of each other. At least the last time I remember, you had a whole bed to yourself. And in our father's compound, nobody drags your bed with you. That is what I'm just talking about.
Oh, sister, one has to go on in life. Besides, the village has nothing to offer.
So it is the city that has something to offer. Okay. I'm not in the city. You're welcome to the city. Life in the city. Please spread your wrapper and sleep. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll leave that talk for another day. Please, turn off the lights.
Good night, sister.
Good night, my dear.
3 months after my arrival in Lagos, the landlord increased the rent. My sister's husband could not comply, so we were given a quick notice. He decided to relocate with his family, but without me. Meanwhile, I've been seeing Ebuka, a charming young man who lives in a neighborhood.
Good morning. You are set for work already?
Yes, so in fact, I'm making
Chibaby, wait a minute. I saw you the other night going out of the street. Where were you going to?
Okay, to see a friend.
To see a friend? By that time of the night?
Yes.
What? It was late already. And Chiamaka,
Ebuka.
when do you come back from work? Or don't tell me you were sneaking out to see your new boyfriend.
Not at all. I don't have any other boyfriend apart from you.
They tell me, where were you going to at that time of the night? Because I've seen you about 3 times now.
Ebuka, if I tell you, promise that you not tell anyone.
You can be assured that your secret is safe with me.
Anyway, I usually go to church premises. They say every night till dawn.
Why?
My sister landlord gave them 2 months because of inability to afford the demand of the new rentage. Moreover, I'm thinking of going back to the village.
No. Going back to the village? Then what about us? This is serious. How about living with me?
In fact, my sister won't care where I lay my head. She doesn't care. So I won't.
Introduce your sister about you living with me, pending when this will be over.
I'll think about it.
Okay. Say so. Let me not keep you waiting.
Okay, see you later.
Alright.
Having no other option, I moved in with Ebuka. We had lived together for 3 years now, with 2 children, and the 3rd one on the way. One fateful day, our eldest brother, Sonny, came himself with a message from Papa and Mama to Ebuka to come and legalize the union. But upon seeing my brother and knowing his intention, he disregarded him and confronted me instead, that he can no longer condone such unnecessary pressure from my people before storming out of the house. I felt like the ground should swallow me up. What have I gotten myself into? What would people say of me back in the village? How about my education? My sister truly said it, that the city has nothing to offer but trouble. Aside from the dowry payment, how do I get Ebuka back to love me again?
Good day, viewers, and you're welcome to today's episode of Decisions. I'm your host, and my name is Akimbola Praise. Today we're discussing about an issue that we've titled Married, Not Married. And that's because we're trying to find out, is this actually a marriage? Is there no marriage? And to deliberate on this with me today, I have 2 gentlemen that happen to be pastors, and they have words of experience that they'll be sharing with us today. I have by my near right here, I have Pastor Tom Ayubaimi, He is the pastor of City of Olives Church in Osubi, Delta State. You're welcome, sir.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. We're pleased to have you. And after him, I have Pastor Pastor Frank Otomi. He's the pastor of Evicted Church, Winners Chapel in Ephraim, Delta State. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay, now we are at decision point here. We have a young lady who sought for better life in the city, coming from a village background, and things haven't turned out well. In this situation, actually, where she is now, we've had diverse opinions of people saying, no, she's married already, some saying she's not married. So I'm trying to know from you first, Pastor Tom, in a Christian sense, what constitutes marriage? When can we accept that a man and a woman are actually married?
Thank you. First of all, marriage is ordained by God and also sealed out by men.
Okay.
Yes. And so it's the coming together of two persons ordained by God to get married. And then after the meeting point, they go ahead and formally pay the bride price.
Okay.
And they're coming to the church, and the fathers in the house place a seal spiritually on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we need those three factors. You need to have an agreement with God, the man and the woman with God,
Yes.
and you need to have a bride price paid,
Yes.
and then you need to have a spiritual seal on it. Pastor Frank, sir?
From my colleague's point of view, biblically, that's what pertains. You need, first of all, our agreement. The man and the woman, they will first of all like themselves and agree to be husband and wife. And when you do that, they meet the parents to seek the consent of the parents. And after seeking the consent of the parents, they pay the bride price of the woman.
Now, these points that we have itemized, does it cut across just maybe African setting or worldwide, anywhere you are, maybe from Japan or China or something, is still...
No, in Christendom, it covers Christendom.
Oh, okay, generally. So regardless of which nation, which background,
yeah.
this is what is attainable,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what about maybe in a situation where maybe the person is not much of, maybe the person is not a Christian, or doesn't have so much background in Christianity? Does this cover also? Is this what is recommended, or there's a different approach to that?
Okay, let's look at the African setting.
Okay.
We have, in the African setting, we have the traditional marriage.
Okay.
In the traditional marriage is where the wife and the husband, they have a consent, they have agreement to marry. The man now comes to introduce himself to the family, and the bride price is paid. Once the bride price is paid, it's agreed traditionally that they are married.
Okay. Okay. Now, let's look at another thing. Our background information shows that the young lady, which is called Chiamaka in this case, and the guy, Ebuka, that they had an agreement to just live together, not as in they want to live as husband and wife. Ebuka was just trying to provide accommodation for Chiamaka. But they had an agreement that, okay, we know we're dating and this is risky, let's try to be discreet about what we do. But then 3 years down the line, or over 3 years down the line, it seems the discretion has been lost. Is this just something that happened in your own case, or is risky having that kind of arrangement, Pastor Tom?
Honestly, it's risky having that kind of arrangement.
Generally, no matter who, no matter the situation?
Generally. And at the beginning of man's failure is man's wisdom. Proverbs 16:25, there is a way that seemeth right unto man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. And so, we are expected to go through challenges of life.
Okay.
But there is human way of handling it.
Okay.
And this leads to death.
Okay.
It's God's way of handling it. It is not right of the sister Maka to have gone to the house of the brother Ebuka.
Okay.
Laid with him. no matter the challenge.
But she was under pressure. She would have gone back to the village.
Yes.
And they wanted to work out their marriage. Are we saying that she could have still gone back and they could have still worked out their marriage?
Honestly.
Okay, distance is not a barrier.
Not a barrier at all.
Okay, Pastor Frank, how do you see this?
What you don't watch.
Okay.
Yes.
So it was like he also said, when it comes to man and woman living together, it gets to a point, there's a limit to whereby you now say, okay, we have agreed, we won't sleep together, no sleeping together. But it gets to a point whereby, emotion comes in.
And begin to
And
overrule
they live together for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And the time they stayed together was too long.
Okay.
For them, for emotions to not play in.
Okay, if the time had been shortened, would it have still be okay? Maybe just like a week?
For a week, why not? But no, from the onset, if we are looking at the Christian from the Christian angle,
Yes.
From the Christian angle, it is not good for a man and a woman to live together.
Even for a week?
Even for a day.
Even for a day, just the night, she's under pressure, she just needs a place to lay her head. Okay. Before it came to that, she was sleeping in the church. She was sleeping in the church because she had accommodation challenges. And I'm beginning to look at something like, she was in the church for a couple of days or maybe weeks, and then after a while she wasn't sleeping in the church again. She wouldn't have just gone to the church without permission and just be sleeping there. So somebody must have been aware, maybe the pastor, maybe an elder, maybe security guard or something in the church must have been aware that she's having challenges. Then suddenly she wasn't coming to the church to sleep over again. I'm beginning to look at it. Is there a slip up somewhere from the hierarchy of the church, or whosoever is aware that no check was done on this lady to know what kind of resolution she may have met? Or do we absolve the church totally of this, Pastor Frank?
From my own point of view, or from my experience in church administration,
yes.
If the pastor is not aware of the circumstance of what happened between of her coming to sleep in church, then the pastor wouldn't have provided a solution.
Okay.
But if the pastor was aware, I'm sure that the pastor would have provided a solution of looking for a sister that Chiamaka would have gone to stay with.
Okay.
We have gotten some issues like that, and that's what we did. To get a sister who would take care of her for a period. We'll tell her, okay, stay with her for 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, as the case may be, before we get a place for you.
But sometimes we see some situations in churches where people don't want to make themselves welfare case. So they try not to go to the pastor because there's this kind of shame, or I don't want to become a welfare case. Should there ever be that kind of thing, Pastor Tom? Is there any fear of being a welfare case in church?
I think it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. So anybody should be able to walk up to the church hierarchy if you need assistance.
Yes.
Okay. So it's possible that the pastor was not aware in this case, so we cannot really hold him responsible for anything that he's not aware of. Okay. Okay, we'd like to take a short break, and then we'll be back to look at other aspects of this issue. Please, viewers, stay with us. Don't go. Support or advertise on this program, please send a mail to advert@colonyproject.com.ng or call +234 809 512 5565. Okay, viewers, you're welcome back to the second part of today's discussion on married, not married. And before we left, we were talking about the issue with Ebuka and Chiamaka. Now we're looking at another point or another question, which is it doesn't, or we are not sure, we don't know if the guy Ebuka had the intention to bypass the marriage rites. We are not sure of that, because that's in his heart. But physically, the situation of the guy at the moment is that he doesn't have so much. He's also living in a one-room apartment, just like where the lady's sister was living. He's living in a one-room apartment. He's just trying to get along, and he's still living with the lady, and he's under pressure. Now, here is my question. For a young man, a Christian young man who is on his road to perfection, on his road to his breakthrough. He doesn't have so much. It is the days of little beginning, but he's hoping for a better future. And he has the desires to get married. What are the guidelines that such a young man can follow, Pastor Frank?
Well, in the first place, marriage is not all about money.
Right. To a lot of young men, it seems to be like that.
That's what they dread. They think that marriage is all about spending money in the ceremony.
Okay.
When we talk about traditional marriage, let's start from traditional marriage. In most places, what the man needs to pay for traditional marriage, the bride price is sometimes 100 naira, sometimes 80 naira. In those days when my father gave out my eldest sister, he just called a young man, come to my house with your one or two people, come to my house and pay the bride price.
I'm sure what you're saying is very unbelievable
Even today, because
to a lot of people.
Even today, because I give out my two sisters, they paid 120 naira. That's what they pay. That's the bride price. It's not the ceremony. But many people not think about the ceremony, forgetting about what they will need to do, the right thing to do, the core thing.
Okay, I think the ceremony is what is scary.
No, it's the ceremony that is scaring, and the ceremony is what they think of than what they should do, the right thing they should do.
Okay, so how can a young man that knows that he has to face the core thing and he has to face the ceremony, what kind of ways can he go to minimize the expenditure?
That is why we need to tutor them and let them know that there is a difference between a traditional marriage that is going to pay the bride price and doing ceremony.
Okay.
That is just a difference. So
generally, if you don't do the ceremony, it's like you've not done the core thing.
No, that's not it. It's the core thing that is needed. It's not the ceremony that is needed.
No, Pastor Tom?
Honestly, that's the truth. That's where many of us are missing it. It is the core thing that is needed, not the ceremony.
But is that actually workable? Is it practicable?
It's practicable. It's done. It's still done to today.
But it probably depends on the background, maybe the family background and all that. Because especially women, even mothers of the bride, they tell you, look, it's my daughter that is getting married. It has to be a show for all. What do you do in that kind of situation?
That kind of situation. You see, the truth of the matter is, if the man and the woman, they have agreed.
Okay, the two main people that want to get married.
They are the owners of the day. Okay. They are the ones to dictate what they want. This is what we want for our day. Okay. It's not the mother's day. It's not the father's day. It's their day.
Okay.
And this is, in that comes and say, this is what my husband can afford.
Okay, let me look at a related factor now. We've seen some evidences, or there are complaints of like maltreatment or some kind of violence or maybe lack of love. The lady complaining about the way the man has been treating her. Could it be because of this fear of how much he's going to spend that is leading to that? Or could it be that he's being put under undue pressure? Could that have led to the young man behaving different, Pastor Tom? Or could it just be that it's just a change of foundation, or he never had a foundation from the beginning?
I think from the onset he had never truly loved the woman. Because no matter what comes up, you can never maltreat the woman you love. Love is equivalent to life. That's the truth. It cost Jesus his life. The Bible says love covers the multitude of sins. So what you love, you will not treat. No matter the pressure that comes. Your purpose of living is because of that which you love.
How about behavioral issues, maybe upbringing and all that? It also affects the way people behave under different atmosphere.
Sure. It also depends on the kind of foundation that you pastor as a person. And that's why we, as a church, try as much as possible to lay a new foundation in Christ, to be able to impact them positively, to know the right path to follow, get a better understanding before you step into it.
Okay, that's Pastor Frank. Anything to say on that? been maltreating the lady, maybe he's taking his frustration out on her, your people are pushing me too much and all those kind of things.
Which ought not to be, because
the man should get a grip on himself.
Yes, on himself. He should be himself, and whatever pressure is getting from my side, he should be able to resolve. That's why I said they agree, and then they discuss, and I go back and say this is what we have agreed upon. This is what the step we want to take.
Okay, now, in the beginning we analyzed or we identified the steps that makes a marriage to be acceptable as we can see as a marriage. And those were not done in this instance. Now, we can say that there's no marriage actually. But what should be the next step for the lady? Should she remain with the man and try to do all those steps we talked about in the beginning to make sure that her marriage is secure? Or should she return back to her parents and ensure that all those steps are done before she comes back to the man?
Okay. From in this case,
yes,
this case is still redeemable.
Okay.
Like what we do in the church, we call it blessed marriage.
Okay.
And what we do, we advise them, if they have not paid the bride price, they go back and pay the bride price.
Okay, that's the
So
main
they
call.
they still remain in the same house.
Okay.
But they go back to pay the bride price. If you want to go to court to register it, because going to court to register it in terms in court now,
Yes.
for our context here,
Yes.
makes the woman
Legally married.
legally married
Okay.
for her safety
Okay.
in time to come.
Okay.
Then also what they do now, after that they come back to the church. So they don't need any ceremony, they come back to the church to say, well, we are not married. Traditionally, we have gone to court. All we need now, we need God's blessing to be upon it.
Okay.
And they do it.
So
that one can be done in the office. You don't need
So the fear of like, I don't have money, I don't have money, does not even come up in this place.
in this place.
Okay, Pastor Tom, do you have any other or anything in addition?
I think I should have something here. This should be on the ground that the man in question truly loves the woman, and that issue of maltreatment is not coming up.
Okay.
But to me, if the maltreatment is too much, if it's getting to the point of almost killing the woman, of course,
That needs to be addressed first.
by our definition, they are not legally married, but spiritually, physically put together, traditionally put together.
Yeah.
So I believe that there's need for some, if it gets to the point of too much maltreatment, there's need for some kind of separation. And they should handle these issues first
Okay.
before coming together and put a seal on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now, to this particular lady, in this particular issue we are handling now, do we have any final advice, Pastor Frank? Anything you want to tell Chiamaka? And anything you want to tell Ebuka or anybody in that situation now? Any final words?
But the final words for Chiamaka is to be prayerful. And also for Ebuka, he will need counseling. Let it be counseled, and to know that the woman that has given you 1, 2 children and the third one is coming on the way should not be maltreated. Because I'm sure that he's behaving to the level of extent of his understanding right now.
Okay. Okay, Pastor Tom, any final words?
Yes, my final words. Chiamaka shouldn't have made decisions, the kind of
That's where she is now.
yes, where she is now. No matter the challenges we go through, we believe that our Christian call is there, and definitely over time we are going to come out of them. Yes.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate you for coming, Pastor Frank, Pastor Tom. Final words for you out there, viewers. Emotions are very strong tools in our hands, and when we don't control them, they can control us. So where emotions are at stake, let's try to use our brains and let's try to use our judgment positively. But like Pastor Tom said, our ways of handling things most of the time doesn't come out right. You just need to depend on God. So to you, Chiamaka, to you, Ebuka, without God, you cannot do anything. Even if you have all the money to do it, if God is not there, you're still going to fail. So we advise you to get back to God and try to put your foundation right. Now, to all you viewers, you can continue this discussion with us on our various social networking channels, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on our website. We really want to hear from you. I remain your host. My name is Akimbola Praise. I want you to stick with us same time, same station next week. Bye bye.